Hi, welcome to this video tutorial on how to use Trello. My name is Jose. I'm a technical writer and a video tutorial producer, and I'm a Trello user. I have used it in the past. I'm using it recently, but in the past I have worked with teams, and Trello was at the core of the workflow, and it was essential to the projects because it is an excellent way to manage projects. But also you can use it for your personal life, as a management, as a time and task organization management tool. It is free. It is made by Jira, by Atlassian, which is a company that creates Jira. However, Trello is free. It is also based on the Kanban method. We'll see that in a moment. And it is a software as a service, which means that you don't have to install it. You just need to navigate to Trello.com on your browser and create your account. Trello is available on many languages, so you can choose your preferred language. And it is entirely free. There are some paid features. However, those paid features, which are extra functionality, are really not necessary to enjoy the core benefits and functions of the Trello software. So since Trello is a software as a service, it lives in the cloud, which means that all this information is not stored on your computer. You don't have to install it in your computer. You just need any computer that has internet access, and you can have access to your Trello boards. In the same way, your team members can use Windows, Mac, or they can install their iOS app and the Android app and access it in that way. So it's very flexible and it doesn't require installation. So right now the first thing that we're going to do is just to create a board, and it's going to go demo board. We create it, and Trello is highly customizable. You can customize almost everything. And one of the first things I'm going to do is to change the background, because the picture, the photograph, can be a little bit distracting for the purposes of this tutorial. So I'm going to just select a plain blue color. And now we have our board, and since this is based on the Kanban method, we are just going to create, if you're not familiar with the Kanban method, you actually probably are, but you don't know it with that name. And it basically means that you have three lists. One list is a to-do list, the other one is the doing, and the third one is the done. So basically in the to-do list, you write, you include all the cards, which are the tasks that you have to do, right, in order to complete your project. So for example, let's say that your project will need a website, so hire a webmaster for the project. That is a task, that's for administration. Design a logo for the project. That is something for like a graphic designer. Then write a description of the project and how it will benefit clients. So that's for content writing, for content creation. And finally, create a PowerPoint presentation for stakeholders and shareholders to demonstrate the value of the project, right? So we have there our to-do things, or list of tasks, which in Trello are presented in the form of cards. These cards, you can, by the way, just drag and drop to change the order. However, you can also indicate the order by establishing priority. So let's say that the hiring a webmaster for the project is a task that is urgent. So I'm going to open the task, the card. This is the card for the task. And the first thing to do is to assign the card to a member. So right now, obviously, it's only me here on the board. So I'm going to select myself, but you can select the person who's going to accomplish the task, and you can add several people to do this, not only one. After that, I'm going to set the level of urgency. I'm going to put here that this is an urgent task. So I have added urgent task, and I'm going to add a date. I need that to be done like today at 2 p.m. And also I'm going to add a little bit more details, because maybe the person that I'm assigning this task to is not, needs more information. Like, for example, make sure that the webmaster knows how to apply responsive design for mobile users, right? So that's a little bit more context for the person who's going to do this. And I'm even going to add to attach a file. I'm going to attach a PDF, which, let's say, includes more information that will be useful for completing the task. Also, you can, the Trello card has this activity section, which is for creating, establishing a conversation. So here I can tell the person who's going to be doing this, if you have any questions, please write them here. And if they write if they reply, then I will be able to respond, and then we can have a conversation about the development of this task, so that it moves without a problem, and it is completed without a problem, right? So I'm going to put it, and now that I did this, the person that I assigned the card to is going to receive a notification that says that you have been assigned to a card in Trello, so that they can enter the system, and now they can pull this, and they say, and by pulling the card and dragging and dropping it here in the doing list, it means that they are working, that this task is on progress and they are working on it. And now let's say that they completed it, so they completed it on time, and the person will say, I found a great fit for this job, and now it is completed. So the person who is responsible for this card will move it to done, and I will get a notification that the card that I created and assigned to the person, to the team member, has been moved to the done list, and in that way I can know that how the project is developing. So let's say that this one, the design logo for project, was for the graphic designer, and now you can include more instructions, and we have already seen how to establish labels for, like, if it's origin or any other type of label, the deadline, attachments, and you can also add a checklist. For example, this means some items that are specific for the task that you need. Get a transparent logo for the website. Get a vector version of the logo. So this means that once the graphic designer starts working on this, they will have to accomplish also these specific tasks. And once they accomplish the specific tasks, they can consider moving, and they have the design of they have the logo for the project. They can move it to this, and this is basically the way in which a project is completed. You have the to-do cards that they are gradually moved into doing, and then eventually they will end up in the done list. And that's basically how to use Trello. And all these functions are free. You can have several boards at the same time. Here I have other boards, and you can share each board with a team, with different teams, or have boards that are for personal purposes. For example, you can also use this for your personal organization, by pick up the laundry, and you set this. And as you can see, you can use this as a to-do list for your own things. You don't need to share that board with anyone, since it's going to be for yourself, and you can have a different boards, each one with their own teams and their own priorities, their own tags, labels, and they are independent. So one last thing is the availability of the power-ups. The power-ups is the extra functionality that Trello gives you. Some of the power-ups are paid, they have a cost, and some of them are free. For example, the integrations with Slack or with Gmail, Google Drive, with Microsoft Teams. You can do those integrations so that you can get cross notifications between applications. And but there are power-ups that are free, and some of the best power-ups are free. One of them is made by Trello, and it's one of the most popular ones. It's called the calendar power-up. Let's add the calendar power-up, and it appears here now. And the calendar power-up allows you to see your project on a calendar, so that you have a chronological perspective on how the project is developing. So you can have here all the cards that you have created, and you have established a due date. And you can see that using this power-up instead of only checking this type of view, right? Now there is, of course, basic search functionality. So if you want to look for specific keywords, so that if you have a complex project and you have a lot of cards, you can just look for a keyword, and then you will find the specific card. If you have a sea of cards and you have trouble navigating them, then you can use the search and the filter functions, so that you can see cards that are only assigned to certain members or that have certain keyword. Finally, you will use this share button to put the email address of your co-workers, your team members, and supervisors, managers that you want to be aware of what is going on in the board, so that they will be able to access the board, and they can create tasks, or they can just simply get notified by seeing how everything is progressing, so that everybody has an understanding of the progress of the project. And you can add as many users collaborators as you want, and then once you have those collaborators, you can assign them to their corresponding tasks. And that's basically how Trello works. There are other more advanced functionalities, but those are the basic functions. For example, with automation, you can make Trello send you an email every week with a report of what cards were moved to the done list during that week. And the stickers function is also very good, because since this is a collaborative environment in which you're going to be working with people, sometimes it's useful to do these things, like use a sticker here that the person did a great job by doing that, and that you love that they hire or whatever. And you can also use this one for something that is time sensitive, this sticker, and that's a function that it's useful. And well, that's a basic introduction. Here in the notifications panel, you can see All the notifications will display, for example, when the graphic designer completes something and moves the card from doing to done, it will appear here. And when you assign a card to the graphic designer, it will appear in his notification board. And you can also make sure that you get these notifications by requesting an email. You can configure that on settings. However, these have been the basic functions that you can use for your Trello projects, and I hope that you found them useful. And thank you.